Welcome, friends. You are about to embark on a life-changing journey with the book The 5 Love Languages by Gary Chapman. This book is not just about love. It is about understanding how to love and be loved in a way that truly matters. Love is at the heart of every relationship, whether it's with your spouse, your children, or even your friends. Yet, so many of us struggle to express love in a way that our loved ones understand. We may be showing love in one way, but if our partner or child speaks a different love language, they may not feel loved at all. This book solves that problem by teaching you how to discover and speak the love language of those you care about, ensuring deeper, more meaningful connections. Dr. Gary Chapman, a marriage counselor with decades of experience, has identified 5 distinct ways people express and receive love. These are words of affirmation, loving words, and verbal encouragement. Quality time, giving undivided attention and meaningful interaction. Receiving gifts, showing love through thoughtful presence. Acts of service, doing helpful things to show you care. Physical touch, expressing love through affectionate contact. Listening to this book will help you understand not just your own love language, but also the love languages of those around you. Whether you are in a long-term relationship, newly married, or single and seeking to improve your connections, this audiobook will offer practical insights that can transform the way you love and are loved. So sit back, relax, and open your heart to the 5 love languages. Let's begin. 1. What happens to love after the wedding? Love often starts with excitement and passion, but over time, many couples feel like the spark fades. Dr. Author explains why this happens, how people fall out of the in-love phase and must learn to love each other intentionally. He describes the difference between the temporary thrill of romance and the enduring nature of real love. Using examples from real-life couples, he illustrates how many marriages suffer because partners don't realize that love needs to be nurtured in specific ways. He also highlights that understanding the love languages is essential for keeping the marriage alive and thriving. 2. Keeping the love tank full. Each person has an emotional love tank that needs to be filled in order to feel loved and happy. Just like a car needs fuel, relationships need love to thrive. When the love tank is empty, people feel neglected, leading to frustration and distance. The key is learning how to keep each other's love tanks full using the right love language. Author shares stories of couples who came to him with failing marriages, but were able to turn things around simply by identifying their primary love languages and making small but meaningful changes in how they expressed love. 3. Falling in love. Author discusses the difference between the temporary emotional high of falling in love and the long-term, intentional commitment of real love. Falling in love is effortless, but maintaining love requires effort and understanding. He explains how the in-love phase usually lasts around 2 years, and how people often confuse infatuation with lasting love. He emphasizes that true love is a choice, and that recognizing this fact can help couples navigate the inevitable challenges of marriage. The 5 love languages. 4. Love language number 1. Words of affirmation. Some people feel most loved through verbal expressions of appreciation. Compliments, kind words, and encouragement are essential for them. Example: if your spouse loves words of affirmation, telling them, "I appreciate all that you do for our family," can have a huge impact. But criticism and insults can deeply hurt them. Author expands on different ways to use words effectively: compliments, appreciation, encouraging words, and kind tones. He shares stories of spouses who felt unloved simply because they never heard words of encouragement, and how a few changes in communication helped rekindle their love. 5. Love language number 2. Quality time. For some, undivided attention is the best way to feel loved. They crave meaningful conversations and shared experiences. Example: watching TV together doesn't count as quality time. Deep conversations or engaging in activities together do. A simple walk or a dinner date without distractions can make all the difference. Author explains how many couples struggle because one partner prioritizes activities over spending time together. He shares case studies of relationships where one spouse felt ignored, despite the other believing they were showing love in other ways. He emphasizes that quality time isn't just about being physically present, but being emotionally and mentally engaged. 6. Love language number 3, receiving gifts. This love language isn't about materialism, but rather the thoughtfulness behind a gift. It shows that you were thinking about the person. Example: a handwritten note, a surprise coffee, or a small token of love can mean everything to someone who values gifts as a love language. Author highlights how people who value this language see gifts as tangible symbols of love. He discusses the cultural and personal significance of giving and receiving gifts, and how even small gestures can make a big impact. He also explains how misunderstandings can occur when one partner sees gifts as essential while the other views them as unnecessary. 7. Love language number 4, acts of service. For some, actions speak louder than words. Doing something helpful, like cooking a meal, doing chores, or running errands, shows love and care. Example: if your partner's love language is acts of service, helping with household tasks will mean more to them than just saying, "I love you." Author provides practical advice on how to identify tasks that make a partner feel loved, and how small acts of service can create significant positive changes in a relationship. He also addresses common obstacles, such as resentment when acts of service are expected rather than appreciated. 8. Love language number 5, physical touch. Some people feel love through touch, hugs, holding hands, a pat on the back, or cuddling. Example: a simple touch on the shoulder or a warm embrace can make someone feel deeply loved and connected. Author explains how physical touch plays a crucial role in emotional bonding, and how different types of touch communicate different emotions. He discusses the importance of recognizing a partner's comfort levels and preferences regarding physical affection. Applying the 5 love languages. 9. Discovering your primary love language. Each person has a primary love language, the one that speaks to them most. This chapter helps you identify your own and your partner's love language through reflection and questions. Author includes practical exercises and self-tests to help readers pinpoint their love languages, and provides tips on how to communicate this to their partner effectively. 10. Love is a choice. Real love is a daily decision. Even when feelings fade, choosing to love your partner through their love language can rebuild and strengthen the relationship. Author illustrates how couples who actively choose love experience longer-lasting and more fulfilling relationships than those who passively wait for love to sustain itself. He provides strategies for reinforcing love even in difficult times. 11. Love makes the difference. Love has the power to transform relationships. Author highlights real-life success stories where couples applied love language principles and saw drastic improvements in their marriage. He discusses how even small gestures, when made in the right love language, can reignite passion and connection. The chapter encourages readers to recognize the lasting impact of love on their well-being and their partner's happiness. 12. Loving the unlovely. What happens when your partner is difficult to love? Author discusses how people can still apply the love languages even when dealing with an unresponsive or emotionally distant spouse. He shares examples of couples who turned their relationships around through persistent and patient love, demonstrating that love can change even the most challenging situations. 13. Children and love languages. Children also have love languages. Understanding how your child feels loved can greatly impact their happiness and emotional well-being. Author provides guidance on recognizing and nurturing a child's love language, helping parents create a secure and loving environment where their child feels valued. 14. A personal word. Author concludes with final encouragement. Learning to love in the right way can transform not just marriages, but all relationships. The 5 love languages can be applied in friendships, workplaces, and family connections as well. He reassures readers that love is a lifelong learning process, and that consistently applying these principles will lead to stronger, happier relationships. Final thoughts. This book will open your eyes to the different ways love is expressed and received. This book is not just for romantic relationships. It can improve the way you connect with your parents, siblings, friends, and children. Once you learn to speak love in the language your loved ones understand, you will experience deeper relationships, stronger bonds, and a happier, more fulfilling life. So as you listen to this audiobook, remember, love is a choice, and choosing to love in the right way can change everything.